Hey guys, what's going on? This is Matt Wenning at winningstrength.com. Hope you guys are having a good start to your Labor Day weekend. Friday is kind of my day off to catch up on paperwork and just do a lot of things around the house that I neglect during the week and through the training. And I thought it was a good idea. I was scrolling through my old pictures and I wanted to, I posted just on Instagram just about 5 minutes ago, and it said, I'm driven by the fear of being average. And I thought that was a really neat quote because that was a huge anxiety point for me as a young teenager and even a young adult. I remember going to the gym at 12 and a half, 13 years old, just after losing my father to cancer. And I was unknowingly looking for father figures, but there was another drive to that. The drive was that because I was in a car accident and I had broken my legs when I was 6 years old, bedridden until I was almost 8 years old, homeschooled all of first grade because I was in a hospital bed. When I got out of that, my metabolism changed. It was slower. And I wasn't ever fat, but I was always the thick, husky, kind of slightly chubby kid in class. And I hated it because all I wanted to be, and I grew up in an era of Stallone and Schwarzenegger when they were in their physical prime, guys like that, Jean-Claude Van Damme, the kickboxer and Bloodsport movies, etc. And all I wanted to do was to be special, to do something special. And I remember my great grandmother telling my mom that, I was going to do something great, not knowing what that would be, obviously just as a small child. But when I got out of my cast and I was able to walk again, there was almost this drive that I felt like I was on a time clock, and that I needed to be able to do something special and be somebody. But because of where I grew up, and because it was such a not impoverished area, but it was very low middle class, there wasn't a lot of opportunity for me to get better with a lot of different things. And it was sixth grade, and I was getting ready to go into seventh grade, and all I could think about was my first year of playing tackle football. And I just happened to be at the grocery store with my mom, and we're walking down the grocery aisles and we hit the magazine section. And I stopped and said, "Mom, I'll catch up with you. I'm going to look through some of these magazines." Time goes by and I find a Muscle and Fitness or some magazine like that. And there was a article in there about NFL guys lifting weights. And I thought, well, maybe, running bothers my legs, but maybe if I start running, it causes a lot of pain, but maybe if I start lifting, I'll be able to lift and it won't hurt my ankles and my knees and all the things that, were in casts and beat up. Well, being a pretty smart kid at that age, I end up going to the local YMCA and just walking into the gym, and, I'm paying by session at that time, which was like $3 or something. And I'd go in and work out. And the moral of this story is that it was a drive that I wanted to not only keep up with my friends, but you find a lot of people that start off with less, whether it be strength or education. If they're really hungry, they end up surpassing people that have more gifts, more, financial stability, more financial doors opening up for them. And as that progressed, my freshman year in high school was rough because it was the first year that my dad was gone. But through seventh and eighth grade, I was already getting dialed into the weights. And then my coaches at that time as a kid, took over the wing as being my father figures, which I still talk to today, Jim Dawson and Tim Smith. And they gave me some guidance, and they were older, but they were super strong. Tim Smith was a 500-pound bencher at 181 body weight. And Dawson pulled over 700 pounds when I think nobody had deadlifted 800 yet. So these guys were extremely strong and just happened to be very lucky that they were in my gym just a mile or so from my house. But the point is that physical fitness can do a lot of different things for you. It can open up doors that you never thought possible. It can make you meet people that you would maybe never meet before. So my point being is step out of your comfort zone a little bit. Step out of your own lifestyle a little bit. Go and outreach and look for other things. You'll be surprised at what you find. I think that the biggest issue that we have in today's society is everybody wants to stay comfortable. And it's why we have a humongous problem with obesity, and we don't have people that are very athletic. We have a lot of people that are just high body fat, very low muscle mass, poor metabolisms. And all of it is because they're afraid to step out of their comfort zone. They get comfortable with their circle of friends that may be out of shape, or their circle of people that they're employed with, co-workers. I see this a lot in the fire departments. Guys, particular units will be completely out of shape because they're around themselves. And so they don't really realize how out of shape they are. And they don't like the confrontation that when they find out, like somebody like me comes in and says, hey, we need to work on this, this, and this. That becomes a huge drawback to a conjugate system that's applied correctly, because conjugate training actually is all about your weak points. And if you're apprehensive or your ego won't allow you to train your weak points, it's very, very hard to get good at anything physical and really anything in life. So the point is, if you don't want to be average, just stepping out of your comfort zone in something every day will make you beyond average in a matter of years. The easy route is never the right way, as far as, just walking into the gym and not having a plan on how you're going to train. You need to outsource that to people that have been there and done what you want to do to get there faster and safer. But again, it all starts back to how bad do you not want to be average, and how bad are you willing to work for it, and how long are you willing to put into these dreams. I still feel like I follow my dreams in strength training to this day, even though I'm more limited now that I'm in my mid-40s, and I feel like I've accomplished a lot of things physically, in the last 25, 30 years in the weightlifting area. My goals now have become more of an educational base, more of being able, how do I get people to be more successful physically and mentally? And it's one of those things where it's uncomfortable because you want people to listen because you've been there and done that. But for some people, that's just not enough. And you need to find ways to be able to kind of guide people that don't have the same drive as you. And that's something that I still work on to this day. So the point is, if you don't want to be average, don't do what average people do, which is stay comfortable. So talk to you guys soon. Please visit wenningstrength.com, and we will try to help you out as much as we can. Thanks.